Hey everybody, it's Courtney. So I am the one who gets to kickstart our new topic, which is school for September. I'm also the first person who's going to kind of kickstart how we're doing it with our new method, which is having a monthly topic and then approaching a broad monthly topic and letting everybody interpret it the way they want. So that being said, so school. So what do I think about the idea of school with my toddlers? So technically right now I still have two toddlers. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. But my oldest toddler will be turning 3 soon, so she'll technically be a preschooler. But right at this moment I have 2 toddlers. Craziness. So we have definitely talked about school in general in terms of actually physically going to a school. So I started off doing the blog by this long spiel about Mother's Day out programs and preschools and all that stuff, and it was just getting way too complicated, everything I was trying to describe. So basically I'm just gonna do it a little bit simpler, which is that we almost put Sophie in a Mother's Day out program. A Mother's Day out program, if you don't know, is they're typically a 2-day-a-week program. They're not all day. They're kind of, but they're different than daycare. They don't just daycare your child. They actually like work with them and kind of like a preschool system, but you are younger. The kids can start younger than actual preschool age, which is 3 and 4. And so, anyway, we talked about doing that, but then for different reasons. One, just they're expensive. So it was kind of like, do I want to spend the money to put her into a program that I'm not quite ready for her to be into yet? And then 2, it just is, once again, having her married to a school schedule when she's barely 3. And then Grayson, the idea of putting them into something at his age just never even occurs to me. Not that there's really a problem with it. I got them. I can teach them right now. When they get older is when I think about it more. So that was that. So we're not gonna put her in a Mother's Day out or a preschool program, or Grayson yet. When they get a little older, sure. But in the meantime, I kind of like our freedom, our flexibility. So that being said, what I have done is I started purchasing more preschool. You know, we always have a lot of learning things around the house. We have letters and learning books and picture flashcards and I mean games, all kinds of learning tools around the house, and not just book learning things, but actual application things. We have for example, we've got the shoestrings with the blocks that you learn how to thread, and sometimes you can work with Sophie on a pair of shoes, teaching her how to tie a shoe. There's more aspects to learning than just the typical book stuff. And then in addition to that, I think that social skills and world skills are part of learning. And so I socialize both the children. They're around other kids. They're around other adults. So they learn how to be respectful and they learn how to interact with other kids. And they need that, because I used to work at a child development center and we would work with children, and you could tell the kids who had never been exposed to not just other children, but even other adults, because they would be a lot more timid and sometimes they would act out more. And, and sometimes they were fine. Sometimes they adapted really well, but sometimes they didn't. And it's not like they weren't really good kids or smart kids. It's just they were like, what are all these people doing here? So I wanted to make sure to socialize the kids. So yeah, but what I've done for Sophie, because she's still 2, but she's about to turn 3, so I have bought a bunch of more preschool, learning type tools. Like dry erase boards, where she's learning how to actually trace and then learn how to draw numbers and letters on her own. We work with her on actually doing all the letter shapes. She's learning how to write her name. She can do it pretty well. We work with drawing shapes and faces and things like that. We have word flashcards. She's memorized a lot of words, which is going to help her learn how to read, things like that. And then and with Grayson, as a 1-year-old, we teach him, we work with him just the same things we did with Sophia. We work with him on words and sounds and animal noises and physics, logistics, things go up and things come down and things are open and things are closed. And so yeah, we kind of teach the kids. So we're their school for right now. which works out. And so we make it fun and nice, and you know, as they get older, I will probably put them, I don't think I'll have the kids just start kindergarten. I think I probably will put them in a preschool. I went to preschool, and there's some of my earliest memories, and I loved it. It was really fun. And so there we go. So that's kind of my take on school, is that I'm going to do it myself for now. I'll probably put them in a preschool. I considered homeschooling, but the school system in our district is phenomenal. It is, you couldn't ask for a better school system. So for me, you know, where we used to live in Austin, some of the schools made me nervous, but I don't necessarily think a school that isn't top-notch doesn't mean that that school is not going to teach your child well either. So you can't just judge something based on that. But regardless, the only reason we've ever really thought about homeschooling is because I'm kind of selfish about schedules. I don't like my child stuck on somebody else's schedule, so I like to be able to take them everywhere. So that's the only reason I've considered homeschooling. But like I said, our school district here is phenomenal, and so I think it would be really good to do that too. So there we go. So yeah, just working with the kids ourselves, and probably we'll put them in a preschool system as they get older. Maybe a Mother's Day out before they're actually going into a real preschool. We'll see. So there we go. Yeah, so that's kind of my take on school. And I'll be interested to see what all the other ladies want to talk about too. Some of them already had their kids in school, so I'd like to hear about that. Because I'm not going to lie, sometimes I think about Mother's Day out in preschool. I'm like, that would be a really nice break for me. I could come home and I could clean and do laundry. And I know that sounds boring, but as a mom, especially a mom of 2 toddlers, it sounds awesome to get some stuff done, and the kids can come home and I can focus on them and not be thinking about everything else. So I've thought about it for that reason, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, and also kids at this age are fun because they want to learn. They like to learn. And sometimes they don't even think they're learning, but they are. They're always learning. They are always learning. And so, you know, and also one thing I can say that's I think really important is getting your kids out there. Kyle and I get really irked when we hear people who are like, oh, we don't want to take our kid to that museum or to this or to that. They're too young, they won't remember. And I'm like, don't say that. Everything your child does, even when they're 8 months old, it's challenging their little brain. It's helping their little neurons fire and everything grow. And, you know, there's study after study, go Google it for yourself though, where they talk about children who are exposed to more in life at a younger age develop a natural curiosity for learning, which makes them better students, because once they get in school, they already have a curiosity about learning. They already like seeing the world and experiencing things and figuring things out. So then, you know, it helps them be a better student. So just keep that in mind. Your kid's never too young to do anything. Even if they don't remember it, it's working their brain, and you will remember the memory too. And that's really important for you. So it's never not worth it, you know? So yeah, expose your kids to a lot. That's what we always say. Because it just, you know, it's just gonna make their little minds expand. But all right, you guys, so that's it for now. Bye.